So into the server we go. It's going to be the Not Bears who get their side pick here. This is, of course, going to be the Doodle Bears map choice. So they get their side. Starting out with the CTs, and we're going to see what they're going for. Early on, it's going to be aggression straight into the apartments, just chasing Benita back down the hallway. She's going to pepper off some shots and just fade away. That's well done. She's done a little bit of damage and chased them out. The problem is Toy reveals himself in the corner a little bit too early, and now Crashies is pushing this through. He's just trying to find the head of Peter. No one's quite landing the kill shot yet, but the bodies are dropping for the CT side. Now it's just Peter and N0thing. Experienced players on this roster trying to find a little bit of space. And they got a lot of frags to do to get back into this pistol round, Mitch. They've got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, 4v2. They're smoked out right now. There's definitely going to be a difficult retake in this situation. Seb's in a strong position. He has somebody there to set up a trade as well. They're going to try and get some info, but they get the info, but they also get a bullet to the face. So Booby goes down. Nice shot there by PTR. One tap with the P2K. They found another position here, and they've isolated one, but not really too much room to work with. And
this round's already lost.
Finishing it off. Yeah, 3v1. N0thing goes down, and Kirokami finishes it off. It's 1-0 Doodle Bears starting off on the pistol round.
That's just rough. They have to spend so much time trying to dig players out of positions in the post plan, and then no kit available means that time is just the enemy. Doesn't work out. So Doodle Bears off to a strong start.
Yeah, absolutely. So did we do predictions for it? I feel like we didn't. Or at least I didn't give my predictions. So mine
What's your prediction?
was going to be Doodle Bears before I saw them win the pistol round. And I'm going to stick with it. Doodle Bears, let's go.
Okay, what's your map? What's your map total?
I'm going to go 2-1. I mean, everything's been really competitive up to this point. We saw triple OT, we saw 16-14. So, I mean,
so you're saying Doodle Bears going to win, what, Inferno right now? And then lose Train?
Yes.
Is that your call?
And then we're going to a third map.
That was going to be my prediction, but I don't want to be in agreement with you because I'm a contrarian by nature. So I'm going to say Not Bears take it 2-1.
Okay.
And I'm going to say they get interesting and they trade map picks. It's going to be Seb pushing out with a MAC-10. He's finding some damage, and it's actually Kirokami who's found the kills. Now tapping away with the USP. Benita is somehow an escape artist and stays alive for just a moment longer than you would have thought. And that's just Peter unable to line up the shot. Everything was just going over Seb's shoulders. So now the bomb should be planted, and this round was not going to be much to begin with. But the fact that they got Kirokami and Seb so very low is going to be tempting. N0thing just with a bare USP, naked, hiding out in the library. You're not supposed to be naked in libraries. I hear that's frowned upon.
Yeah, not a good look. Seb's going to take care of him. So that's 2-0. I mean, second round, that's going to be easy peasy after you get the pistol round, and then make sure that Kirokami gets the MAC-10 kill. Or no, excuse me, Seb gets a MAC-10 kill. And yeah, just really good job by Seb getting in towards the site, grabs 2. Struggled a little bit there with the USP. Benita lived a little bit longer than she probably should have. But eventually they do get it done. 2-0. Doodle Bears up, but we got the op now on Peter. No op on the side of Doodle Bears just yet.
Glass cannon op to start things off. This is bold. Peter does love this glass cannon op early in games just to break it out. He's, of course, just a player who's fearsome with that big green gun in hand. Look at that early nade damage, though, just bullying the players at the top of Banana. They're going to be pushed back, but Juho has gotten the last laugh. He's actually taken the frag. So despite the damage, the CTs are very happy with that exchange.
Yeah, it looks like Booby's going to try to do a little something over towards the A site. Entry, PTR actually gets caught trying to get into a different position, but he fights his way out, gets a double over the box in the middle of the site. He is lined up for a third here. They're probably going to try and wide peek the situation, but he has a teammate there to trade that out. But Peter doesn't need any help. That's 3. Benita finishes it off and does it in style, Mike.
He was glass cannon that entire time as well. No armor behind it, and he's just so flawless they don't even get a chance to hit him with the aim punch. He's just whipping them back and forth, popping up and nailing the shots, and they keep going into his crosshair, and he keeps punishing them for it. His first shot is a beauty, and then the second response is just, right there, through the box onto, it wasn't quite a headshot. It looked like it might have been, but onto the kill shot, body shot. I mean, that was really nice from Peter to pick up their first round. Now, you're going to see Doodle Bears answer back. Skadoodle's picking up the scout, but it's not an op, so he's going to be substantially limited here. And look, Toy's just getting hella aggressive straight down Banana. He's found one. He's looking for more. There's flames to cover off his path. He will eventually get around the corner. So once again, they claim a kill at the top of Banana, this time with CT aggression, and then they fade back. This is now 2 rounds in a row where the Not Bears just start things off by instantly getting a pick over on Banana.
Yeah, great early aggression there. And you can see Toy desperately trying to get out of there. That Malo is blocking his position, or his retreat, trying to exit B. He's able to finally get out there. And reposition. Skadoodle going to try and get that initial kill with that pre-fire with the scout. Not going to catch anybody. There was a man in the area, but he wasn't exposed to that position. So still 5v4, minute on the clock. And T's just kind of coming out with a default for the most part.
Looks like they want to take bracket control, and they're going to do so, but it's a pretty passive hold from the CTs, and they've actually got 3 players grouped up towards this site. Peter's going to be the deadly player to get past if they want to take arch control, and he's going to actually miss the first shot, so here's opportunity. Now they can close distance. The player who's wormed his way through arch. They've lost the B presence, though, so that takes a wrinkle out of the offense, but that's a big kill to pick up for Crashies. Worked his way around behind the library, and though Peter was expecting it, he just didn't quite have the aim, and that second frag onto the pit player means that this is going to be a site ripe for the taking, and a bomb plant guaranteed. Now it's a 2-on-3 retake, and what was looking to be a promising round has just spiraled out of control for the Not Bears. It's Toy who's just going to have to save at this point. In a 1v3, he has almost no hope of being able to take this, and he just wants to keep his armor and weapon alive. Yeah,
definitely worth saving here. It's not really realistic that he's going to be able to retake that site and defuse. So he's just going to head out, and we'll be able to save a little bit. Let's see what kind of money we have on the side of the CTs. You can see Pete, 1,300 right now. I mean, they're going to get a little bit of a cash injection, but I don't think enough to get a significant buy in this situation. So this might be a situation where Toy drops that to nothing, or Peter, something like that. Or, you know, he keeps it himself and see what he can do.
I think they're probably just going to light buy this, pick up some pistols. I mean, they could force. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's definitely viable. It's a judgment call they have to make sure right now for how they're going to play this out. It looks like it's going to be armored deagles for most people, and then just let Toy sort of wreck some havoc with that M4, see what he can do. That's mostly what you expect out of this. Seb's picking up the MAC-10 in anticipation, just looking for those heads, looking to farm some unarmored bodies. And that's exactly what he's going to be hoping for. Looks like we're going to get some aggression towards the top of Banana again. Oh, actually, it's pushing towards mid. So they're going to hold back just a little bit. That early nades have been punishing for them. So this time they'll take it a different route. 3 players stacked in towards B means this is probably a pretty good read. It's going to be Benita who's the first point of contact. She's got the deagle, so she's looking for that headshot. She'll find it. Benita silenced after only 1, but still good damage. It's going to slow them down a bit. That's a good smoke to drop. And does nothing get into the boost-up position on site. Just tuck his way in. And now the push can come up from the bottom of Banana. This snake is going to be quick, but the problem is it's left arches completely open. If they head through, they would find an open bomb site, but they're trying to still take A, and while they wrap, it has slowed them down enough that the flank is coming in. N0thing finds 1 on site, but he's the only one who can find damage. He's picked up an AK at the very least, but he's stuck out by the lane, and the bomb is going down. Seb and Scott can just play him like a fiddle right now, and he's just gonna try and bully one of them. The smoke goes down to try and isolate them. Cut one off from the other, and now N0thing looks for this pit player. He'll find the frag. No, he won't. Seb crouches out of his spray and finds the kill instead.
Yeah, N0thing had a really good setup there. He puts out that molly that was put down by Skadoodle with the smoke that ends up allowing him to make that 1v1, isolate Seb in towards pit, but just doesn't win that battle. That's one he probably could have won going up against that MAC-10 kind of mid-range. Skadoodle was basically in sight, couldn't really do anything except maybe fire into the smoke and hope for the best just based off a sound cue. But nonetheless, N0thing does eventually go down. It's 4-1 now. Doodle Bears up 3. The buy is now coming out from Not Bears. Peter on that op. We saw him do work in one of the rounds earlier. He's the top fragger on the side of Not Bears right now. Let's see if he can continue that form here in the 6th round. Ooh, that nade's going to be chunky. No, well, actually.
It goes past him. Stairs always make nades weird. It's just like the factor of CS is odd angles make nades do strange things. So yeah. Barely touches Boo in that one. And it's going to be N0thing who's just got to fade away. He's playing by the hay cart, and he might actually have a little bit of a gap. I like this angle. I like this angle a lot, actually. He's going to have them as they come around. He's exposed if they manage to get out, and the flashes he's susceptible to as well. But if he plays this with the AUG, this could be deadly. It's going to be Yuho who actually opens up over towards Banana, so that rotation is not going to be guaranteed if they do eventually try and go for it. And it's looking like they are going to bunch up towards this A hit, although the hallway players are starting to fade back a little bit. Maybe set up the utility, play it a little bit slower. 50 seconds on the clock. They kind of got to make a decision, and Peter is going to make that a much tougher decision indeed. He loses out the second duel to Ska. And that has opened up Arch a little bit, but there's a support player from within CT, and now they're wrapping onto site. Digging out N0thing for the pit will make this much easier, and the second player as well does fall. Site fallen, bomb planted, and once again, this is looking like a pretty strong post-plant situation for the Doodle Bears, and frankly, the Not Bears should think about doing N0thing in the round.
Nice. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go ahead and abort on this. You can see him on the radar heading out. So they're going to save that AUG and armor on Yuho. Actually, Toy doesn't have any. I thought he had some earlier, but I guess not. So this is going to be another round for Doodle Bears. They're looking great to start this out. And they haven't been able to build up a significant bank just yet. So, I mean, that just tells me that Not Bears are, you know, doing a good amount of damage, at least getting a few kills here and there to make sure Doodle Bears can't run away with that money. I mean, you can see Skadoodle's on 3K, Seb's on 3,900. Everybody else is below 25. But they will live through the round with 3 players here, so that's going to help them build it up a little bit more, but have to rebuy on 2 more guys.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, I think one thing that definitely needs to turn around is the kill count on the side of Not Bears. I mean, you can see PTR, he had that one big round, but other than that, I mean, you see 3, 2, 1 on everybody else. So got to start fragging here. I mean, it's early in the match, so they still got plenty of CS to play here, but that's one way to turn it around is just start hitting those shots.
As a reminder that this is their opponent's map pick. This is the Doodle Bears map pick. They are presumably a little more comfortable on this than they are on other maps. Look at this aggression out from Seb, just straight towards the top, and Peter's actually chopped down one in towards mid, and a second body has fallen. So they've got stereo frags on either side of the map. This is getting a little bit rough. There's a gap in the smoke as well that Peter is just going to take full advantage of. He's going to rain down shots. Actually, this shot came down towards Banana, so he's going to be looking for more here. And while smokes will go to buy them a little bit of space, walking out the CT cross smoke will not be the answer for Seb. And this is a tough situation for Skadoodle and Crashies. They are isolated. They just got to start taking the duels. Crashies drops, that's the bomb as well. Ska's going to be chased, and as soon as he fires out that first shot, there's no chance he's getting away. The flank is coming in, the push is coming from his front, and he's a dead man.
Man, Not Bears really pulled that one out. They came in with an AWP and an AUG. That's it. The pistols on everybody else, and they're able to make it work. And that was convincing, too, as well.
It's a big swing for them. It's a big swing. Peter makes the AWP work early on. They put the 2 rifles into great effect. And those early picks, they let just kind of guide them home. So that's a big swing to get them back in the running, to get their economy back healthy, to get the double AWP up as well. It's going to be Yuho and Peter picking those up.
Yeah, look at just look at the swing on the money. We talked about it right before the round. Doodle Bears hadn't been able to run away with their money. Most of them were around 2,500, 3K, something like that. Now they've dwindled their money, and Not Bears have started to build theirs up. So this is a quick transition after a single round. I mean, you can see Toy on 4,500, and he's in good shape. I mean, he's already bought up. So Not Bears certainly can get back into this one. We're in the 8th round. PTR going to get aggressive in towards apartments. You don't want to stay there too long. But early in the round,
they're moving the AWP a lot. They're disguising it a lot. They're moving Peter around, and I like that. That keeps a T-side guessing. And you're already seeing a 4th player start to hedge towards A because they've got Yuho just holding and locking down Banana. He knows there's nobody here. And they really haven't, Doodle Bears haven't shown a predilection towards a rotating late in rounds. They kind of decide on their hit and then go for it. And this is where you're seeing them take advantage of it. It's straight on, and the Massacre's coming through. Benita finds one, nothing dropped, but it's still good damage done and so much information, and Doodle Bears are being slowed in their tracks, and it's only 40 seconds that they've got left. Peter's still a threat in towards the pit, and they've got to clear his position if they want to have any path on towards site. The bomb's towards Arch side, so they could try and wrap in towards B, but that doesn't seem to be the call. Kirokami hops above the smoke and plucks a player from the site. He's trying to chase down this off and might actually be able to do it. He'll do exactly that. The problem is he's lost all of his teammates. So it was a great idea from Kirokami, but the problem is all of the cards fell against him elsewhere. Yeah,
I mean, he really did a good job maneuvering with that MAC-10. Gets the guy on the top of that smoke, and he doesn't take any damage as a result. And then he just goes right after that up close with that MAC-10 battle. That's where you want to go. You want to go in their face. Kind of jukes him out a little bit, but ran out of time and eventually just goes down. So nice attempt there by Kirokami, takes down 2 players. But it's now going to be 5-3, Not Bears looking good. Sending Doodle Bears back to pistols. And it looks like they're going to send Crashies up early. He does avoid the nades a little bit. I mean, probably could eat a little bit more, but I mean, he's down to 67.
It's not ideal. They're trying to push. They've actually slid a player past the molly, so despite the fact that Bu is super low, they're not going to expect him this close. However, switching from his knife to his gun, not going to be the timing for it, and he will get traded. There's a gun taken towards mid. That's Skadoodle, who's actually gotten himself an AWP. So that's something to work with here. That might be something to build around as well. Start to see the bomb shift towards B. They really haven't been pressuring the B site too much. There was one round where they got blanked on it, They haven't really wanted to deal with it since then. Yuho's getting chased down, and he will lose his life. There's the potential for the second, but the molly is just a little bit too much, forces them into Toy's crosshairs, and Toy will capitalize. Kirokami blind firing the Deagle, nearly finds one, but it's just not quite quick enough to have the flashes clear from his eyes, the stars in his eyes clear out. And so we're approaching an equalized scoreline here, Mitch. 4-5.
Doodle Bears started off with a bang, but not Bears on the way back. And Toy really saved that last round, getting that 2K, getting aggressive, catching the tees off guard, and helped to earn not Bears their 4th round. Looking to tie it up here in the 10th. Both sides are going to be able to buy up light on the side of Doodle Bears there. You can see they have a decent amount of utility, enough to work with here for an execution, but have to be conservative when they use that utility.
It's interesting. They've been very much like they choose what to hit and then they go for it. And there's been a couple rounds where they've taken Arch control and then they've had the option to wrap Arch in towards B and just not. And I think that's a vulnerability for the Not Bears that the Doodle Bears just haven't quite realized. So keep an eye on that. It may come in later on. Peter is going to get tagged chasing back, but he's going to have the last laugh. Takes Boo out of the server, and now they're trying to chase him, but he's got the Molotovs and the utility behind him to slow them down. The rotation can come in as well. He's got support from CT, and they should be locked. The Doodle Bears, though, they don't necessarily want to challenge him. They've taken top banana control. That gives them options, and now they're moving into mid. Players moving around to the Arch. Crashies. He's going to have a player.
The timing.
Crosshair in a moment, and that's Toy who's got him dead to rights. Skadoodle now knows this threat is here, but he's still got more to work with. And well, he'll find the first. There's still a player in pit and a player potentially in library, so this is no easy feat. Ska, however, is up to the task, and he's going to claim 2 lives. Now they've just got to bully that player in pit. That's N0thing, the leader of the team, the captain himself, and he'll stand strong. 2 found. Ska and N0thing, old teammates, and N0thing comes out on top. The quick 3K to shut down what was a very dangerous situation, and we have a tie game.
Yeah, beautiful work there by N0thing, holding down the A site. But Skadoodle, equally impressive, did a really good job getting that initial kill. And then the second one was huge. But they decided to go to the A site, and N0thing was just going to completely shut them down. So big plays by both of the former C9 players. But N0thing ends up winning that exchange. And now we're tied up, Mike. It's 5-5. And looking to be potentially 5-6 here based on this buy. What does Doodle Bears have up their sleeve? Any creative strats going to come out? Peter goes for that early kill, does spot one out, but doesn't connect, and wisely probably falls back there. He does have a player there to help him as he exits in towards the A site. So after a couple shots there, it's going to be no damage dealt and reset for the most part. And map control going to be taken here by Doodle Bears, 3 towards Banana, 2 hanging out over towards apartments. Bomb still in towards T-spawn, so clearly haven't made up their mind yet.
Yeah, they're going to have to go a long way to get that bomb back. First blood been drawn. It's a big green gun that takes it. Once again, it seems like they want to pressure towards A, and they're not finding any ground here. I'm not sure what's prompted them to move this direction, because they are just getting mowed down. Finally, Seb answers back, but he shouldn't really be able to find much off the back of this. Maybe a rifle. Bomb is now out. Kirokami has dumped that in towards the mid with his death, and it's just Seb with a Deagle and 21 HP to try and find some sort of damage to knock the Not Bears down a little bit. Just beat them back. Just a wee smidge. His position, they should be watching this absolutely. It's going to be Peter to do so. And he's got to pen in. A little risky here. Maybe shooting off a little too many shots here, Peter. Giving him an opportunity to find a rhythm in between your scopes. But it's going to be Benita ultimately to chase down the kill. And the Not Bears, they pull in. They pull in the lead.
They're in the lead now, Mike. And looking much better. Let's go ahead and take a look at the frag count. We got 3 guys on 7 kills on the side of Doodle Bears. You can see Seb, Kirokami, and Crashies. On the flip side, it's going to be PTR or Peter leading the way, 11 and 7, followed up by Toy on 9 kills, and then everybody else is between 8 and 5. So somewhat evenly distributed. PTR leading the way with 11 kills on both teams. But it's going to be a full buy, both sides. Skadoodle now on that up. He's burning a little bit, and he's going to have to fall back, reposition. And he takes 32 damage, so, you know, that's 1 or 2 less bullets he can take now. But I guess if there's a gun to have in that sort of situation, it's the AWP. So, I mean, still in good shape. Just take 1 shot and get that kill.
All right, Bogdan.
Yes, he knows what I'm talking about. Bogdan's Law in motion right now.
Yuho has pushed all the way towards the bottom of the banana, and they've got smokes more to cover this off. So now he's just going to pull back. He's cleared this. He can hop up on the half wall and just chill. Just relax, knowing that he is just going to keep this locked down and make their rotation very difficult. And they are trying to rotate now. We haven't really seen this too much where there's a late rotation, but that smoke deep and lots of flashes coming back means that he's presumably going to be able to stall this out. The player up on the piles, but they're still chasing, they're pushing, they're trying to push him back into sight, and the rotation is here. 2 players coming from the CT, so the CTs are ready to be presented with some frags. And there's a player boosting up on the flower pots late. Kurokami will catch a kill towards A. That might distract focus. Indeed it will. Peter's headed back that direction. And that's the wrong read. It's going to be up to Toy, who has to do massive damage from the flower pots. Well, he will knock down Boo low. He's not able to convert the kill. And this is an awkward post plant. A 4-on-3. So very difficult to crack that B bomb site, especially as you start to lose bodies. Toy trying to finish what he started. But with the timing and the money and the situation, they're just going to have to pull back.
Okay, they get that opening kill there on Toy. They still have a little bit of time to work with, but I just think it might be too far to try and get this. Yeah, I mean, if they haven't committed now, they're certainly not going to go for it. I think it just exit kills at this point. But one thing to point out about that round was Kurokami did a really good job of waiting for that rotation to come in. He gets that kill over towards the A site as his teammates are coming in towards B. And it keeps the CTs honest. You know, they tried to cheat a guy back over towards the A site. That's one less person in between the T's and the B site. So just that, not only do you get the kill, but you also prevent that fast rotation. You actually pull one over. So really good job by Kurokami. Helps his team secure the round and slow the roll a little bit there for the Not Bears. And we're tied up once again, 6-6. PDR's ready. Yeah, he's ready.
He's ready. He's amped. He's like, I got that last exit frag. Their money is weak. They are vulnerable. We can crush them.
That's the face of somebody that's about to make an aggressive play here.
For Peter. But he's going to try and crush them, and we'll see what happens. He's got the AWP, of course. The favorite gun of Peter. They've got everything they want. AUGs aplenty. So critical on the CT side now. Heavy presence in towards lane and pit. No one really watching the arch, but it's a trade towards the top of Banana. And bullets sending every which way. Ska trying to bring this back.
That's a risky position to start firing down that smoke as well. I mean, you can certainly get a kill through the smoke with the AWP, but the guy coming at you with that M4 is much more likely to get that kill. I've died to that. It might just be my personal experience playing, but just holding that position, taking that spray, I feel like the M4 is going to win that the majority of the time if you continue to take that battle.
That AWP from PTR is just so effective at claiming real estate, right? He booms out one shot into the boiler. They push past it, which is bold, and actually catch the kill onto, I think it was Benita under the awning. But still, a threat they have to respect, and so the squad is going to be moving back the other direction. They're headed the way they initially wanted to go. It's on to B. And Yuho has been pretty rock solid locking this down. He's going to try and do so again.
Yeah, they're asking a lot of him right now.
There's the crouch in. There's the first frag. That's Crashy's bot out of the round. And they're going to use utility to clear in space and close distance. But Yuho, he's just staying alive. He knows how important that is. While Skadoodle is looking for this frag, it's ultimately going to be a bomb to hold him back while the bomb gets planted. It's now a 2v3 situation on the post plant, so they know where both players are, thanks to Yuho, who has found the first kill and now looking for more. They're pushing in as a unit. Seb back a sight. He's going to find the first, but no more. Bomb defused, and the Nut Bears, they pull into the lead.
Yeah, nice try there by Seb, and that's a doable situation. If you get that initial kill like Seb did, that makes it even more realistic, just because both of the players coming from Church are likely going to have to line up. Yep, they'll certainly try and set up for a trade there, but if they're coming from that same position, he just continues to spray instead of getting off it. I mean, it's going to be somewhat easy to get those kills, but doesn't end up making it happen. So it's going to be Not Bears leading the way, 7-6. Let's take a look at their money on both sides. It's going to be full buy both sides. Pretty good utility on the side of Doodle Bears. And both teams have an AWP in the situation. Let's see if we're going to get a peek down mid. Doesn't look like it. Kurokami looking to go fast. Pretty significant battle for control of Banana right now. Kurokami looked like he was burning there for a second. He's down to 63 HP. He's just kind of out on an island right now. If he continues to push, he's going to run into Yuho, but Yuho and Toy fall back in towards site, and that's Banana giving up. It looked like the CTs really wanted to gain control of that, but weren't unsuccessful in that situation. Until Yuho nice comes in on the other side of that smoke with the AUG. That was an alpha play right there.
It's a nice little rip of a shot. So now they're again going to be pressing their luck in towards mid, and they had a lot of success here. This time it's Benito who pops out like a cobra from a basket popping out of the boiler and strikes twice. She's looking for the third as well. We'll fade back through the smoke. So Skal gets no chance for the retrack, but he's lost his reinforcements, and N0thing pushed all the way through the apartments is going to catch 2. That's a nice round out from the Not Bears.
Yeah, CTs just seemed like they had full control of that. Benita's able to grab that nice double kill. And then it seemed like the T's didn't really know the positioning of N0thing, because clearly he got behind the enemy lines, catches out one. You can see Benita's double kill here. Those are huge. And that really lets N0thing come in and get that great positioning that he had on the flank. Hits one, hits the 180, and round over. Well done by Not Bears, and they're guaranteed to have the lead going into the second half. They're going to continue to get aggressive here. I like this. Benita going down towards Banana. Going to have to fall back, though, as that smoke comes in, and she might be in a little bit of trouble.
That's huge.
Okay, so she does get booby.
She should still have the information, though. She knows where all these players are. So the rotation's coming in. You're seeing the players push down Banana. And if they don't get out of this boiler position quickly, they're going to be punished. Peter jiggle peeks it just one too many times, and he is brought low. So it's going to be tricky. Scott taking a nade, but he's still finding the shot and crouches around the corner, flying through the air. Bomb going to be planted, and now this is a rough situation for Toy, and he won't even be able to get started as Skal puts a stop to that, trying to get up the lane with a quick op shot. 8-7 as the Skadoodle side, the Doodle Bears, they move on to the preferred CT half.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen or casted this many competitive matches ever. Consecutively.
It's the magic of rank S.
Yeah, this is cool to see it like this. Because usually, you'll get 1 or 2 competitive matches a night, but usually there's at least 1 blowout. But right now it's 8-7.
That's how we know that our draft system worked out.
Yes,
effectively.
Absolutely.
Whoever was drawing that up in the production for this meeting, great job.
Fantastic.
For this tournament, great job.
Yeah, I really like the concept. They're going to pair a pro player or a former pro player with some guys that are trying to get to that position where these players were at one point. They can learn from them. Now, they can learn the comms, specific strats, or just how to play in a professional environment. It's a really, really cool opportunity for the guys that are in Rank S, Rank G. And they get to show off their skills. There might be teams watching at some point, or they can put some of these plays on their highlight reels. And it's really just a way that players can get scouted, or they might be able to find new teammates that didn't know about some of these players up until this point.
And hey, it's just kind of awesome. Grind hard enough in Rank G or Rank S, and you too could come to Vegas and play on a LAN with one of your favorite players.
Yeah, absolutely. And then get Chipotle catering whenever you want.
There you
It's
go.
a pretty sweet deal, Mike. I love it.
Speaking of sweet deals, they've been given mid control pretty much for free. The CTs have not contested it at all. They're going to fade a player back to just watch Arch. But otherwise, it's 2 players in the back of the site. Graveyard and Pit will be the hold. And if they can bully this player Arch, this could get very dangerous. There's the push, but Skadoodle manages to trade himself out 1-for-1. It's actually going to be a crunch onto the B-bomb site. So these 2 players had better get ready. They're chucking smokes to just try and slow this down, but through the smoke, it doesn't matter. Toy is just going to laser beam Kirokami down. The spam working out quite well, and now the B-bomb site ripe for the taking. This is a risky situation. There's still even an HE on Toy to work with. So they are bullying these remaining players, and with the Banana presence out, it's just crashes. 72 HP, 4 targets to find.
Yeah, he's able to grab one. It's a good start. The other guy's a low HP that's actually going to challenge this, but they did set it up for a trade. Hattie got that kill, and it's Toy that ends up getting it. So that kill through the smoke pretty much just won that round. Opening up, Seb caught behind quad all by himself for a triple. And at that point, you basically just have to take a fight. You just can't sit back there. You got to try and isolate them as they come towards you, and that's exactly what he did, but just didn't end up winning that gun battle. So it's going to be Not Bears taking the round now 9-7. PTR leading the way for Not Bears, and it looks like, I think, Skadoodle leading the way. So, I mean, that makes sense. Skadoodle putting in that work. And actually, his pistol kill was nice as well there. He had a guy that had jumped in his face, and, if you ever play with pistols, trying to take out somebody in the air while others are coming at you. It's not an easy shot, but Skadoodle hits it anyway.
Mac-10's doing work here on Inferno, taking big old bites out of the competition. That is now 3 frags, 3 of which with the Mac-10, farming up a little bit of cashola, making them big bucks. $600 a kill, folks. And now the 2 remaining CTs are just at the top. Banana, and despite knowing that they're there, N0thing's just going to go for this because he wants those kills for the Mac-10. And why not? Feed the beast, or in this case, the Neon Rider. That's good damage done. Got to be careful about this reload. He's got no support, but fortunately these players have been hemmed into a corner as his teammates are encircling them. It is just a matter of time before they're all dead, and it will be MAC-10s again to find all of the kills. Toy and N0thing just segmenting and dividing, conquering, and making big bucks while doing so.
Easy peasy. That's what that looked like. So they have 3 MAC-10s here. What do we do? You can see Doodle Bears are going to be buying up. They only get an SMG on Kirokami, but everybody else is they have 3 AUGs and an M4 to work with. So I know at least when I run into other casters and other players, they typically try to hold on to these MAC-10s as long as possible. But I would like to see them at least get rid of one of these MAC-10s.
Nah, I'm saying
please
nade the Jesus out of the top of Banana, and then just send everyone up. And they're already not doing this, but this is what I think. You know, this is my theory. Nade the bejesus out of top Banana, send everyone up Banana, and just bully straight on. Throw that cross smoke and just go flying in sight. Flying. Absolute high speeds, no brakes on that train. They are going to do it a little bit slower than I anticipated. There's a player in towards the apartments, but they are going to be taking that top Banana control. And with 2 players on site, this could actually get quite deadly. They still have the utility for it, and here's the cross thrown. They're letting the AKs lead the way, as well they should. But the MAC-10s are definitely here and to be feared.
Yeah, you can see they've taken full Banana control, and Doodle Bears are just kind of turtling up in the back of the B side. They're actually doing that in the A side as well. So if Doodle Bears had a choice, they'd like Not Bears go towards A, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. Skadoodle in an elevated position. Going to pop a couple shots, doesn't really do any damage, but he does make his presence known. That's going to make the Not Bears a little bit more hesitant to continue to push in towards site.
They're going for that
But there's 35 seconds on the clock, and you can see 2 players in towards Banana waiting. But here's Skadoodle. Oh, look at that movement. That really saved his life. Toy is able to get past those shots of Skadoodle on that AUG, and big play.
Just hopping right over your crosshair. I don't care what gun you have, and now it's just 1 player in the back of sight, and Seb can only stay alive so long. Bomb now planted. The MAC-10s haven't even been dropped. They've in fact been able to upgrade to an AUG and more. And it's going to be an early save call for the Doodle Bears. Crashies and Bew just know they have to keep what they've got and try and do some damage with it, so they will tuck themselves as far into the corner as they can possibly go and hope for the best. Maybe time to stop making noise because they are hunting the Not Bears. They're on the prowl.
They're on the prowl, no doubt.
Doodle.
Do they go in towards spawn, though? Are they going to go that far? So they have gotten an AUG. You know, they had we talked about the MAC-10s that they had. They had 3 of them. So they've upgraded to an AUG. They still have 1 MAC-10, and they've got an SMG. Apparently, he prefers the SMG over the MAC-10. But it looks like the CTs should have lived through the round unless N0thing's able to grab one. He almost does, but Crashies fends him off, but N0thing's probably fine with that. So it's going to be 11-7. Not Bears in good shape. And let's see what kind of frag count we got. Toy's almost at the 20-kill milestone right now. 18 and 17, or 18 and 7. He's look really good, man.
Those MAC-10 kills, man.
Yeah.
They add up. Gotta get those ecos. Or just the MAC-10. I mean, the thing is they've been taking the MAC-10 kills against fully armored opponents, right? So it's not just the ecos. It's just using the SMGs quite effectively. So now they're going to bully towards the top of Banana once again, but there's a lot of CT presence, and it's N0thing who's trying to chase these, but he's getting naded to oblivion all around him. Somehow he escapes without too much damage, but Kirokami right on the other side with the CZ. He's not even going to need it, although now he certainly will. The trades are there. So much damage done by the CT side, and they come out on top somehow. Going into that with mostly pistols and 1 rifle and Bew, they turn out what could be a round. It's just Yuho who has to do the double take and catches the 1 other rifle on the server, and the CTs steal away a round.
Perfect utility use there. That flash in towards Banana. There was 2 players that, at a minimum, that were caught with that. Maybe that 3rd, but getting that initial kill on the other side of Banana wall, that was huge. And then they try to fight back on that, go through that smoke, and that led to the death of the T players trying to push in towards Banana. So Doodle Bears bring it back now, 11-8. Skadoodle back on that up. But still a buy here for Not Bears. It looks like they're going to try and flash for a peek in towards alt mid here. At least try to get some info. And Crashies is able to grab 1, but he will go down. But Toy is now down to 4 HP as well. So the Crashies did a significant amount of damage.
That could be something to keep an eye on, but Toy's been so effective at getting kills without being really touched, and it's going to be Skadoodle who actually loses the duel against the AK. He was trying to peek back into it, and the taps were good from Benita. So that's a big piece out of the round, and it's going to be on to Bew to just stay alive in the corner of Pit. He's got a ton of work laid out ahead of him, and he knows they are all around. No one has checked his spot yet, so you have to imagine Nothing's going to do that, and he turns. What a shot mid-air from Nothing to hit the headshot, and that's going to be a round loss. Kirakami and Seb, there's no chance they go for this. They'll at least retrieve the op, but they got to get the heck out of Dodge. They've got to get away because the Not Bears have just claimed their 12th round.
Yeah, really, really good job by them.
They are rolling on this T side.
CTs are out of there, man. Trying to hold on to this up, which they should be able to. You can see the T's not really hunting in this situation. But Not Bears, nice response there. Quick play and going to secure another round, get their 12th, and get a lead of 4.
With these 2 saved guns, they should be fine to buy. Yeah, you're seeing it. There's plenty of money on Crashies. He can drop for Ska. They can drop this op over to him. They can make it work. They'll be fine in terms of the actually getting a gun round out. Question is, though, even with the full guns up, can they stop the Not Bears? Because the Not Bears, they are rolling. They are taking big old bites out of the Doodles. And, I mean, I've never seen a bear fight up close, but it's pretty gnarly.
It's probably a good thing, yeah.
Pretty gnarly. Wasn't that, did you read the Golden Compass?
I've seen the movies.
There was just the one movie.
I feel like I might have
they have polar bear
read them
fights.
at some point.
It's a thing.
At some point, yeah.
It's gnarly. But this is what I imagine it looks like. 12-8, op shots raining out, but somehow not connecting. Peter manages to split the difference, but there's a player pushing up Banana, and if he pushes too far, he's going to be punished. That's exactly what happens. Peter's now just waiting to see if anyone's going to try and avenge their comrade, and he unscopes at just the wrong moment. There was a player waiting right there.
Oh, he saw him.
It's Ska, I believe, who is just waiting with the op for them to come through. The op will be pushed back from the flash. No one dies in the moment. It's a little bit of a detente. They are certainly trying to chase him back with utility. Now the CTs are hedging a third player over towards A, and that's the correct read because there is a lot of yellow outlines in this direction.
That was a dirty headshot by Doodle.
It was really nice. Bu, though, standing strong. He'll find a couple. They're falling into the pit. He just can't quite get away in time. They chase him down. And this round is looking like it may already be lost. Kirakami is close up to the smoke. Ska's just rotating in, and with the bomb planted, this is going to be tough to get back through.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to at least go for it. I mean, you don't want to give up this 13th round. That smoke is going to make them have to wait here a little bit. There's still a molly on Yuho. If he wants to use that, that would be a perfect position to use it right where that smoke was just a moment ago. And CT's, yeah, really going to have to take their time. Nothing going to try and take advantage of that. Lurk a little bit over towards the outside. CTs are going to save here, so Not Bears going to get their 13th.
They may not be able to.
Nothing.
Nothing's on the prowl.
I think he's going to be able to grab one here.
He's looking the wrong way.
Ooh, quick reaction by Kirakami. Nice job by him. Got to make sure you hold on to that AUG, if at all possible. And he will be able to. T's aren't going to hunt. But it's now 13-8. Bears up 5. The Not Bears up 5.
The Not Bears.
Yeah.
This is very tough for the Doodle Bears. A reminder, this is the Doodle Bears map pick. Yes, it is the Doodle Bears map pick. Next we'll be headed to Train, which admittedly, these are all pickup teams, so who's to say what map pick matters too much?
Yeah, I don't know how much weight that carries, but I mean, a little bit of confidence. You win your map pick, you know, or you win the other team's map pick. You might get a little confidence out of that, but here we go. Skadoodle going to get aggressive. They might try to switch this up a little bit. They flash him in. Doesn't hit the shot. Bonita, I think, was exposed to that position. I'm not sure, but crashes on the other side of the map. Peeks down on the other side of that smoke, and nothing goes down as a result. So dual up attack, aggressive to start it out. I like it. Switching it up a little bit, trying to get back in this.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more of it out from their side because Crashies has shown himself to be pretty able when he has it in hands, but he is a very capable rifler, of course. So now Banana presence is being taken. It's just going to be Ska watching from the coffin position for them to round around in towards B. He's being left with a lot of weight on his shoulders, and the flash is going to push him back, and he gets annihilated through the coffin itself. This is the B site falling, and this is almost certainly just a terrible retake situation for the Doodle Bears. They don't have a ton of utility. They've got 2 mollies, a smoke, a flash, and some HEs to work with here. So the mollies can clear the back positions. They can throw one in towards Emo, but the problem is they have to get in a position to be able to throw them without dying, and that single smoke's all they've got for cover. Meanwhile, the Not Bears dumping what little they've got left and just waiting here, getting ready for this insane crossfire to set it up. If they lose it here, the Doodle Bears not going to have much chance to contest. Benita burned out Toy as well, but it's okay because Toy will swing and chase straight into the church. He'll lose his life, but the time may be enough. There's just no chance for them to get through. There is a kit on 2 players, but the time is ticking down. They've just got to get out of there. They've got to get the save. They cannot do this. Crashies, he's just looking for that last frag, but he's got to turn tail and run away. The round lost 14 for Not Bears on their opponent's map pick. They are looking to close this out and get started strong in this best of 3.
That was really, really disciplined play there by Yuho. He didn't peek there in that situation. You hear those footsteps coming at you, and your reaction normally is just, I need to peek this. I know this guy's coming at a minimum pre-fire, but he doesn't pop out, and then the player at CT pushes a little bit more, and that just sets up a perfect crossfire with Yuho and his teammate. Secures the round and then just doesn't peek at all at the end. Crashies can't do anything about it. So it's going to be 14-8, 6-round lead now for Not Bears. Skadoodle has something to say about that. He's going to peek down mid. I like the aggression here. Let's see if they can do it again. But it's now an early advantage for the Doodle Bears.
And they need it. They certainly need it. They had it last round as well, and it did not work out. So we'll see if they can capitalize this time. Doodle Bears struggling a little bit here in the waning moments of this game. They got a long road to travel to bring us back to tie and maybe make a case either for the map win, that would certainly be impressive, or at least for overtime. Bew going to be first point of contact as Yuho, who's been impressive all game, is starting to move out. He should have the element of surprise here, but Yuho just doesn't want to quite test all the way. Instead, they're going to probe towards the top of Banana, see what they can find this direction instead. And Benita has been sent as the one solo wrecking ball to kind of sell the fake. Caught by the Flower Pots player, though. And now they've really got no ground any which way.
And Booby didn't move an inch. I mean, he eventually fell back, and he's going to get a double because of it. I feel like we haven't seen too much from Booby this whole game, but when we do see him on screen, he's doing exactly what he needs to be doing. I mean, he's a double kill in that situation. He had another round very similar to that earlier in the match. So I haven't seen him on screen too much, but when we do, he's doing what he's supposed to. But unfortunately, his team's down 6 rounds. But this one's going to result in a round win.
And it's a clean one as well. So they've got something to fight with coming forward. Now only 5 rounds back. This is viable. It's absolutely doable. We saw it happen to the Doodle Bears in their first game, where they went up, I think it was 15-12, and then they just gave up consecutive map points over and over and over again, brought it to overtime. We wound up going triple OT before closing it out. So I'm just saying, it is certainly within the realm of possibilities that they complete this comeback here. I mean, only 5 rounds. To be fair, 5 rounds against a team that's been playing very well. But this is doable.
Yeah,
get that momentum going, you get it going.
I mean, we've seen it already today. Just the amount of competitive maps we've seen up to this point. Triple OT, 16-14. I'm with you on that, Mike. Certainly doable here. It's going to be difficult, but I mean, you got Crashes on the up, Skadoodle on the up. Booby, you saw in that last round, got that double kill. So certainly doable. Booby actually he might get caught out in this situation. He's able to fight off one, make it a double. He gets a triple. He goes for the quad kill, but nothing eventually puts him down. But Booby coming up big. Now they're on double digits. Doodle Bears win the round off the back of Booby's fantastic play. And that is not easy. He was caught out from both positions.
They just rained down on him, and he brought an umbrella. His umbrella was in the shape of an Og.
I like that.
Flow right off. Very well played, and that's a big round to pick up for them as well, as finally they get an eco. So they've broken the spear. They've broken the tip of the spear from Not Bears, and now they got a chance to parry and answer back. And they've got everything they could possibly want to do it. They just have to avoid getting too sloppy here against the pistols. They know there's presence up towards Banana, and it's fast. Peter is just leading the way, leading the charge. But there are 3 CTs here, and they're absolutely ready for this. Kirakami just trying to take aggression, but he has to be careful not to get too hasty with it. And Flash is going to push him back. However, they can just fall into sight and continue to mow them down. Seb poking and prodding and claiming a life with each poke and prod, and the rest of his team now moving forward. Finally a trade, but it's all there is to it. Nothing dropped, and a very clean round again from the Doodle Bears, who are making a case for themselves here. 14-11, they are climbing back into it.
Yeah, Kirakami, I think he had a little bit of a panic jump there in that situation. He takes the initial shots and then I think panicked a little bit jump, but it ended up working out. I think that threw off the player that was shooting him a little bit, and maybe a few style points, I guess.
Maybe he just wanted some flair. 360 no scope.
Yeah, it ended up working out for him, so keep doing it until it doesn't work. Although I guess it would probably not work pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's not so much of a margin of error in this game. You've only got 2 tries for it not to work.
Yeah. But yeah, 3-round differential now, 14-11. Still that double op setup. So once they've got that rolling, I feel like that's when they started to see success.
Pugh getting aggressive here. That's a bit of a change-up. He's been playing very far back out on the balcony. This time he takes the initial peek down towards T-Apps, and he claims a life. So that's very well done to give them an advantage early on here. Takes Toy out of the server. Not Bears, how do they respond? We've seen them fall back towards bullying B quite a few rounds when they lose the initial pick. We'll see if they do the same.
Yeah, T's are definitely taking their time right now. About a minute on the clock. Trying to get banana control, which CTs I think aren't going to have an issue with. They have one guy posted up towards triple, one posted up towards coffins, and they're just going to play conservatively again here. They're doing the same thing on the A site. So going to send 3 men towards A, it looks like for the time being, or this could just be all a ruse. Yuho maybe trying to sell a push. But the bomb is in that area right now towards A.
First point of contact is going to be right onto the op, and it's Crashies who's wielding it. Does he spot the toes? He certainly should now, and there he'll claim a life. Hirokami's behind him as well, actually claiming a life all the way over on Banana. So now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's a player pushing right down Banana, so they know they've got no potential for rotation, and it's all just Peter, who's going to claim the first. To be fair, he's got the second as well, but he will be silenced by the secondary op of Crashies, who will make sure they bring that double up through the next round. And the Doodle Bears rolling once again, just one paw forward at a time. These Bears are making it back into it. Crashies, you always thought he had the first, but he definitely has the second. As soon as he spots the shadow against the wall, the patience pays off. That's well done by the young gun.
And that's such an anxiety-filled situation there. You get that opening kill, and then you do your best to get back around that corner. And, I mean, there's nothing really you can do unless you just stand there and fight. So when you're on the way back, you're defenseless unless you have a teammate there, you know, maybe in towards pit, towards broken wall. But he's able to get around that corner. He takes a little bit of damage, but nonetheless gets back. And it's 14-12, 2-round lead still for not Bears. So, I mean, they need one more from map point, 2 for the GG here on the first map. But the double-up setup still remains. So, I mean, the recipe for success up to this point has been that double-up setup on the CT side once they got it. So keep rocking that. They're going up against pistols.
It also feels like they're getting more comfortable, and they're playing with a little bit more flair. Like Boo pushing up in the apps, that was a good play. It changes the pace. It brings the fight directly to them. Makes it a little more difficult for them to anticipate where he's playing from. And that kind of freestyling that we expect out of these rank S and rank G players, that kind of ability to have that individual improvisation and really bring in the highlight plays. That's good to see.
You can see Skadoodle getting into that last round. I mean, they were up, I think it was like 4v1, and he jumped on that box in the middle of the site, tried to get the death from above. And that's not something that's too typical of Scott, although he does have a really famous play where he jumped up on top of that box and just, I think it was Nico that was trying to come at him in that famous match.
Got to break it out in big moments.
Yeah, I think Skadoodle was going for some style points there in that last round.
Speaking of style points, I've got a nice little 3K spray down. That AUG, so very deadly in the tight choke points. And we're coming up on tide.
It's 14-13, Mike.
This could happen, folks. I'm smelling a full 30. It's feeling like it. It's feeling good. I mean, that was just an eco, right? So that you expect to happen. But here's the guns out once again for Not Bears. This is going to be their best chance to close this out in regulation, right? If they put a stop to the Doodle Bears here, they've got themselves secured at the very least overtime, and they take a little bit of the wind out of their sails. So this is a big round. Nice early nade damage onto Bonita. And it's going to be Scott once again holding down the top of Banana with the op. Just left alone, trying to lock this to make sure nobody can rotate through.
And this is a tempting situation to get that double scope in. And, oh, Skadoodle adjusts just a little bit right when they start to push towards him. He's not going to hit that shot. He's got to abort now, otherwise he's going to have an AK in his face. But Bonita unable to catch him before he gets away. So he will be able to readjust, and this is a really, really strong position. You can just dance around that pole a little bit. And, you know, just pop in and out. And then you got Seb here to catch him on that crossfire. So good setup here towards the B side. Exactly, Mike.
Toy finds the first, but Seb's traded it effectively. That is the op out of inside the site, out of the inside. And the smoke is now down to cover off the cross. Bomb going to transition as well and head towards the plant. Despite the fact that Seb got his way up onto the flower pots, they're not really going to be able to do anything with it. In fact, he's not quite low before he manages to fall. And Kirakami, his booster, the man upon whose shoulders he was standing is dead.
Oh, is this happening? They bring it all the way back to 14-13. And then T's finally are able to get a bomb down and a little bit of confidence. Bonita with the up. Okay. Takes down Crash. He's nothing going to get aggressive on the other side of that smoke. I was going to say, you can't expect someone to push there if you're Seb, but he apparently knows that that's coming. So he does get that kill. 3v2. Seb is lit up, though, and CT's not enough time to come and do anything about this. So they're going to give up map point and all that work to come back. Taken out by that round.
So that round, they were just, at the end, they were just trying to keep them contained in sight so that as many guns died as possible, so that they didn't necessarily have everything they wanted reinvesting into this. And it's well done because you'll see there are limiting factors here, right? They don't have all of the utility. They've got most of it, right? They've got most of it, but not everything. So there is some limitation. At least you put a little bit of a hamstring on your opponents. Meanwhile, you've got everything you want. You've got the double up. You've got the AUGs. They've got plenty of money to battle for it. So now it's 2 more rounds for the Doodle Bears to try and take this to overtime. The Not Bears, meanwhile, trying to make sure that that does not happen. And then we get this done in regulation. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is a best of 3 since this is our lower bracket. Whoever gets eliminated here will just have to console themselves with the beautiful pool downstairs and all the delights that the MGM Grand has to offer. But the victors, they will climb forward for that first place and the lion's share of the $30,000 prize.
Bears going to be going a little bit more quickly than I feel like we've seen them do. They've already got in towards top of Banana. 4 players over in that area as well. You can see they're going to leave Yuho as the flanker, but there's another player that's on the was over towards the T side of apartments for a second, but he's going to come back here. It's going to be Skadoodle with the opening kill.
It's interesting that despite Yuho encountering no resistance, they're not rotating. They're hitting this instead. Now the rotation comes in, but it's a little bit too late. There's already a player down mid, and that's Boo, who trades out 1. Peter, now last alive, has the hopes of his team riding on him to just close this out in regulation. The man would need 4. He's known for his highlight plays with the AWP. Well, now he certainly needs to deliver one. 30 seconds to do it. There's the first spot. Does he have the kill? He misses the shot, and Kirokami won't miss the spray. Peter out, and it's 15-14. Mitch, we are going the distance at the very least. This could be overtime.
It's only right. We've seen it so much. I mean, I would be perfectly fine with OT, but let's see if Not Bears can put this one away.
Peter's
Money,
not feeling so good about that one.
Yeah, money, not so great. So it looks like Doodle Bears should be able to get this 30th round and send it into OT, but yeah, these matches have been wild, Mike. And I guess while we have a moment, we can take a look at the frags. You can see Seb leading the way. He's been doing really well, 25 and 19. Yeah, absolutely. He's leading the whole server. Toy's the only other one above 20 kills. And 3 guys on 18 with PTR, N0thing, and Yuho on the side of Not Bears. The flip side, pretty close. Crash is on 19, Boo on 17, Kirokami towards the bottom, 14 and 18. But I mean, that's only a -4. That's not bad. Not terrible, anyway.
Whole squad's doing well. I mean, it's pretty even across the board. These are all such skilled players. Well, now we'll see if they have enough skill to bring us through to overtime. There is a pretty hampered buy from the Not Bears. A UMP on N0thing and Bonita. Not the greatest of utility type situations, but they are going to try for it. And never say never. Boo is already out the apartments. He's walked past them. Does he hear them? He's going to clear T-Apps. They have no idea he's here. If he opens this door, he's a dead man, but he's going to go all the way around. Man's trying to get to the kitchen. He wants to cook up some eggs. There's the spot. Does he just go for the easy frag? He does indeed. Claims out Toy, and now they know this potential backstab is here, and they've got to get ready for it, but he'll go straight into the angle, and Bonita will be able to win the duel. Though she is knocked down low, she can upgrade her weaponry to a rifle. Now the Not Bears, they have traded. They have thwarted that potential deadly situation and at least given themselves a little bit of room to rumble here.
Yeah, that's a tough one if you're Bowie. That's a 2 or 3 kill position that he had. He's only able to grab 1. He does do damage on Bonita. I mean, she's down to 32, so it puts in a good amount of damage, but nonetheless, I mean, if you're him, you're kicking yourself because you were set up for success. It's going to be Skadoodle grabbing 1. Now 4v3. Bonita, N0thing, and Yuho need to come up big here. They're going to the A site, and it'll eventually be a 3v2 if they continue to push.
Problem is they have to deal with that op. They've got a single molly, so if they choose the right spot, they could force him out. The molly for Pit would be effective here. The question is, do they want to toss that? Instead, it's going to be the dry push around towards lane, and that's the first body drop. Seb out of the server. There's a big gun as well, but Skadoodle is still here, and he is holding court. And that's Benita out. She was the one holding the Molotov. N0thing will be able to dig him out with a rifle, but the trades are here, and it's all on Yuho, who will get the plant, but he's hemmed into the corner, and the molly, the nades, the shots, they're all going to finish him off. So it is overtime, ladies and gentlemen. 15-15, the Doodle Bears have secured OT.
What is in the water in Vegas, Mike?
What is in the water for the Doodle Bears, I've got to say. Previously, they gave up rounds to get to OT. In their previous match, they went to triple OT. This time, they're back. They just love Counter-Strike. They can't get enough rounds. They want to have as many as possible.
That's what it seems like. And yeah, another OT we got here. And this has been a fantastic match. Doodle Bears bringing it back. And about to get here into the 31st round.
We're straight into it.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at a few of these players, are there any specific guys that you think are standing out other than N0thing and Skadoodle?
Seb, when Seb's going off, it's great.
Yep.
You gotta love a Seb going off map. This time it's gonna be the optimal early. Oh, Skadoodle is looking for this. Peter wants the duel. He wants the pick. They're just gonna wait. It's the standoff. Who is more patient? It turns out it's Crashies, who is pushed all the way out Apps with the secondary op, and will find the frag. So it's almost like Ska is the more passive opper on this team, and Crashies is the more aggressive opper, and it's a really nice balance between the two of them. It's working out very nicely. So we'll see if it can be the winning formula in overtime now. The Not Bears have not had great luck with taking that opening pick in the last few rounds. They've really been getting bullied on that opener.
Yeah, Crashy's been doing a really good job with that op. I don't necessarily know him as an opper, but he certainly has some flair with it. Getting that opening kill there on Toy, that's big. So early advantage here for Doodle Bears, who brought this one back into overtime. Kirakami gonna spam through the smoke, but just a bad timing. He was holding that angle for a little bit, and right when he starts spraying, Benita comes in and takes him down. It is immediately traded out, but Seb all alone, but he does have a guy on the other side of the smoke coming and help out, but here comes the molly to flush him out, and he is dead to rights. Tries to get at least one kill before he goes down, but doesn't work out. That's gonna be a bomb plant. CT's on the way.
Now a 3-on-3 retake, but Peter has already struck once, and he's looking for more. It's going to be Ska coming in from the coffins, and one player pushing up. That's Crashy. So both ops in play here. Both looking for friends. Both looking to pick these players apart, but it's going to be both ops to come up empty-handed. 16-15. The Not Bears, they couldn't close it out in regulation, but they finally got that round. Just happened to come in OT.
Yeah, I mean, they hadn't had too much success on the T side, and coming out into the first round of overtime, grabbing a round there on the T side is huge for them. And you're still going to have the Doodle Bears here on the double op, Crashes and Skadoodle. So they're still in good shape. Anytime they have that double op set up, I have faith that they're going to be able to convert. Didn't do it in the last round, but nonetheless, they certainly are having success with that. You can see Skadoodle posted up in towards mid. He must have had the right spawn. Benita should have gotten caught out there, but they didn't peek. Eventually, she does go down, and the trades go in the favor of the Doodle Bears. So now 4v2. PTR just behind. That would have been if he was like half a second there sooner, he probably would have got that kill. But the CT's able to retreat to safety, and PTR is left with nobody to shoot at.
Now they can just segment their defense. This is perfect for the Doodle Bears. They can just put two to a site, play the buddy system, and it looks like they're actually already hedging their bets towards B, which is a good call. Ska's rotating through. They're going to have both ops looking in this general direction. And that would work out if they actually do commit. Minute 5 on the clock, so there's no rush for them to do so. But look at this angle from Boo. He's all the way outside the apps. He's just going to hold the long angle down alt, mid, and mid. No chance that they can rotate without coming past him. So he's sort of the early warning system, if not just the straight kill switch. And that allows them to hedge the third player here towards the B-bomb site. Peter's going for the run boost. I don't think it quite worked out there, but I like the idea. Fortunately for him, nobody's holding the coffins, otherwise he'd be a dead man.
Absolutely.
When run boosts go wrong. Smoke goes down, though, and that slows them. Now 30 seconds on the clock. They've just got to go for this. They're dwindling what little utility they have, and now they're chucking the mollies on, so that's the signal that this is happening. Kirakami's boosted up above the flames. He can't fall off, but he can just set up the clothesline shot, and the damage is raining out. They're still finding kills, but now they drop, and it's Kirakami and Ska to be the wombo combo to keep them off. 16-16, Mitch. No team can pull ahead here.
Yep, and we just have a banger of a match going on right now. And I feel like at certain points throughout the match, everybody, for the most part, has had their time to shine, which is fantastic for these guys. I mean, Booby's been playing really well. He's at -4, yes, but he's had a whole bunch of rounds that he just looked really, really good and able to show off his skills. Looks like Crash is going to go ahead, smoke up, try and peek on the right side of that. He purposely left that little bit of room to try and catch somebody on the cross, but he can't hold that too long because the players from alt mid are eventually going to get into position, but he's going to hang around and still get the kill. Okay, Crashies, why not? Hang around and he is rewarded.
Never say that man isn't confident. I tell you what, that's a great nade. Take some chunk damage away from Yuho and a little bit of chip on N0thing. So it's a tasty little chip, if you will, almost as good as the Chipotle chips we've been munching on all day. The Doodle Bears now pushing a lot of players over towards the A-bomb side. They've got 4 here ready to receive. They've been doing a great job of this the last few, is having enough bodies on the right side at the right time, and they're putting it to great effect. Good damage done. Ska finds the last as well. It's like shooting clay pigeons. He pops 3 on sight, and that is going to be the lead in the first half of overtime for the Doodle Bears. Maybe correcting the mistake. This was their map pick, and now they've battled back.
I love that finishing shot, too. Skadoodle just with emphasis. Booyah! With the no-scope. And you know he's got to be feeling himself after that. I think he looked over to the right a little bit. He's like, yeah, that happened.
It did
that happened.
That was
triple
me.
kill, finishing it off with a no-scope. Why not?
That was me. I mean, I think it was a quick scope. He did press the right bounce button. It wouldn't have made a difference. He could have no-scoped that, but you know, want to get that little flare.
Yeah, that was certainly a good shot there by Skadoods.
I like it. You should run that by him.
All right.
See if he changes his handle to that.
Yeah. All right, so this round's going to start off a little bit slow. No real battle for banana control. We've seen a bunch of those up to this point, but not going to be here in this overtime, second half of overtime. Doodle Bears need 2 to put this one away. See if they can make that happen. But just kind of standard default coming out. 2 towards mid, one waiting for that apartment push. We saw Boovy had success with that apartment push earlier. And you rarely see players with that sort of success getting that far without being spotted.
It's a bold play. It can be so easily punished, but when it works out beautifully. N0thing tucked into the corner. Somehow does a lot of damage before being found out. Pew had him had dead to rights, but he will eventually find the kill. Still, good damage done, so it's not the worst considering the positioning. They're going to group up all 5 towards the top of Banana, and it looks like it's going to be the straight push out. The Not Bears ready to receive this. Peter is in position to do some damage here. He's got to be a little bit careful. Utility's going to sail in a moment. He's just taking a nade right by the feet. The cross smoke goes up, and he's just got to get out. He's raining shots, but none of them are connecting, and now they move on. It's up to Toy to hold strong, but he's just trying to hide back in the new box. There's not a molly to block him. That's going to allow him to get a kill, possibly more. He's trying to take his teammate out in the process, and the shots are raining in from the CT side. They're holding strong, at least for a moment, but there's the plant coming through. Ooh. Peter, as the smoke fades, gets caught by Crashies, and Crashies has gone Super Saiyan. It's all on Benita, the secondary op for this squad, and she's looking for Kirakami in the pit, and she'll find it with the USP instead. There's one more. She doesn't realize that Boo was all the way out towards Banana, but that shot will indicate it. I don't know that they have time. They're dueling out, everyone missing their op blows, and Benita will go to the rifle. She has to get on this bomb. She has to go for it, and Boo now has to check.
Does she have time? I think she just did it.
She does have time. She has plenty of time.
What a play. Oh, if you're Booby, that's so tough in that position you're on. I think 21 HP, and you have to peek.
She played him like a fiddle.
Oh, man.
She played him like a fiddle. The ops were less than impressive from both sides. A couple missed shots, but hey, high-tension situation. Swap to the AK. Make sure you're going to bring it through. That was well played in the clutch from Benita.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And I feel like I hadn't called out her name too much, and that's a big time to show up. It looked like Doodle Bears had that one locked up. They would have had to have one more round to finish this one off, but Benita shows up, comes up in the clutch, 2v1, and looks for a pick down in towards mid, and just misses by just a little bit, so she's going to have to reposition over towards the art side, and it's going to slow down a little bit from there, Mike.
I like this, though. They're taking control towards the bottom of Banana. Now they're going to boost a player up. I think that's Peter, who's boosted up on the half wall, who's just going to be watching for this. It's a classic angle to hold with an op. Allows you to hedge presence over towards A, and that may be necessary as they've just lost Yuho in towards the hallway. Problem is, though, Peter's been knocked off his perch, and he didn't get a kill in exchange. So this now gets very dangerous indeed. The defense is split. They're wounded. They're licking their wounds, and they're trying to backpedal. This is still very much in the Doodle Bears' court. And they're going to start to bunch up towards mid and bully. The advantage here for the Not Bears is they have brought a player over to watch arches. That is going to be Toy. So their read is good. The question is, can they execute on it? N0thing certainly can. That's the first kill found and a ton of damage done to the remaining players. They got to move forward, but N0thing is just holding court, and the trades are fast and furious. 2 ops left on the Not Bears side. Make that one. It's just Peter. PTR. 2 targets defined, bomb down and planted. He's got to do it all. There's a smoke to cover off his cross, but there's a gap in it. He's just going to walk straight through. He's trying to isolate one, but his back is turned to the graveyard, but he's not checking. Crashies gives it up. Now he's dancing around the pole. Can he find the kill on Seb? No, he cannot. Seb has him, locks it, and locks in that 18th round. Map point once again, Mitch.
That was a very, very nice attempt there. I thought he was about to do what Bonita just did that 2v1 situation, and then they would have the lead after that. But now Doodle Bears are back in the driver's seat, 18-17. If they win this, that's going to be the first map that goes to them. After being down pretty big, bringing this one back, not only into overtime, but getting this win would be huge. But it's going to be a double up setup now, this time for Not Bears. One in Bonita, one in PTR's hands. And,
it would feel fantastic for the squad if after giving up a previous map, after allowing a comeback into overtime, they managed to close one out. So this is a big round for the Doodle Bears.
I like the aggression here by the Not Bears here.
Oh, look at how far down they are. You're right. They've taken the bottom. They've taken the log piles. We haven't really seen either side actually hold the log piles. It's more been clear and then fade back. But this time they hold, and Peter's going to be taking the aggression. He takes the frag as well. That might distract from Toy's position. Indeed, it will. They completely overlook it, and that's a kill for free, basically, for Toy. And he can continue to hold court here, prevent them from getting up, and just fade back. Now they have a rightful fear of Banana, and the Doodle Bears, a man down. They've just got to group and try and hit A.
Bonita's, this is kind of a one-and-done position. We saw Crashies in this earlier. So at a minimum, she needs to get that opening kill if they do end up pushing her over on that side. But it's going to be tough to escape. She's going to have a support player come in and help out, but she's going to take a little bit of damage once she does take that peek. So, yeah, she's just going to go ahead, fall back, reposition here, team up with, who does she have in sight? It looks like Yuho. But here comes N0thing over towards the outside. Smoke currently covering Crashies at the moment. Eventually, that's going to fade, and I think we're going to have a little bit of a fight. But as I say that, they're going to board over towards the B site. There's only a solo man here. That's Toy. He doesn't hit that shot. He needed to hit that. And they're going to continue to push him, and Crashies in a perfect position to take down Bonita, Mike.
This now gets very awkward. There is a crossfire setup, and N0thing holds up, and the second as well. N0thing doing it all for his squad. The captain holding court, and it's 18-18, Mitch. Double overtime. For some reason, the Doodle Bears, they just feel that OT hunger. This will now be their 5th set of overtime played so far this tournament.
I don't know what is going on.
And
this
two
is
best
wild,
of ones.
Mike. And yeah, they've been playing so long, they need to take a quick break. I might have to do that myself, to be honest.
Everyone's just getting up, stretching a little bit, heading towards the bathroom, trying to get prepared. I mean, you can see some of the weariness coming in. Players are like, all right, we need some refreshments.
Yeah.
Can I get some caffeine? Maybe we could have just lost that and got a map too. No, they're ready. They're hungry. I mean, look at that fire. Seb has barely blinked. He's like, all right, we got this. This is ours. Much more muted over here on the Doodle side. They knew they could have had that.
Yeah, these guys are really clawing for this win, and I love it. I love to see it. So I think PTR stepped away. He'll be right back here momentarily, I believe. I don't think there's any sort of technical issue. I think he's just going to head out for a minute, come back. Get a quick breather.
Sometimes you need to avoid certain things.
Yeah, and you can see N0thing and Toy probably talking a little bit of strategy right there. You know, how can we change things up? What have we done that we had success with, and how can we take advantage of that here in double overtime?
Double overtime, Mitch.
Mr. PTR, Mr. Peter is back in his saddle, and we should be getting back into the action here momentarily, boys and girls.
The newly lighter Peter, ready to get fragging, ready to be hot on his heels with that op. That's what was slowing him down, man. Now he's ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
We're ready
You're
to
in the server
go.
right now. You better watch out.
And so away we go.
Back at it, double overtime starting up. As we mentioned, if you're just starting, we already saw one of these teams here in a triple overtime today. And this is the first map of potentially 3.
I vote we go for quadruple. What do you think, Mitch?
No.
He's looking at me with angry eyes that I would even suggest that might happen.
As much as I love this competitiveness, I would like to get onto the next maps eventually. But nonetheless, if for quad OT happens, I am okay with it.
Personally, I'm both an Inferno fanboy and just a fanboy of this madness and magic that we've been seeing so far at the ESEA Rank S Combine. I mean, this has been just some highlight plays, some crazy individual performances. Just, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I can't get enough of this.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's really had their time to shine here, which is really great to see. But here we go. We're back in it. Pause has been canceled, and it's now 18-18. Everything reset, basically 0-0 at this point. And double up setup again for the CT side. So it seems like both teams are now rocking that. And it's going to be Skadoodle rocking the up on the T side. Now, I'm wondering if they're going to try and pick up the pace a little bit here. But it doesn't look like it's going to be in this round.
This is a much more passive CT setup than we saw out of the Not Bears a lot. We've seen Peter going very aggressive for that initial pick, and he's just not really doing it. We've even seen Benita getting aggressive with a secondary op down mid as well. This time she's holding Arch, and it's going to be a quick play in towards the lane. So they're grouping, and there's 2 players tucked up in this hallway balcony area who may have the backstab as they round the hay cart. They're certainly trying for it, and that's the first for nothing, but he's dropped. They're not expecting the second player from the position, though. They adjust quickly. Yuho out of the server. Bomb now going to be planted with a player watching towards that arch side. Kirakami might be in position to punish, but Peter was ready for it, and he is going to find the shot instead. So now a man down in the post plant. They've tucked 1 in right by the bomb and 1 back towards pit. It's going to be a tough hold. The crossfire needs to hold strong, and it comes down to whether Crashes can grab this player coming through the library smoke at the right time. They're swinging from the lane instead, and he'll find the first. There's the pivot. Crashies finds 2, and the third. Crashies goes supernova, and he'll claim the 19th round for the Doodle Bears.
He is getting hyped. I could hear him from in here. Big round from Crashies. You can see that smile on his face. He's loving it. But yeah, huge triple kill there, Mike.
Crashy says, I've played enough CS. Let's end this, guys.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the attitude at this point. But yeah, big opening kill, adjust. Upshot doesn't hit. Benita's dead to rights in that situation, and he just finishes off with style, grabbing that final kill. His teammate probably could have got it, but you know what? He wanted that. He got it, and he earned it.
Lots of utility down mid early here. It's actually going to roast Skadoodle a little bit. Tried to sit and get the shot out. Now they're moving forward, and Kirakami eats the nade right at his feet. So utility damage is great out from the Not Bears, and that might be punishing for the Doodles as they get forward. So a lot of players quite low, 3 at about half, and now a player boosted up onto the half wall, and is going to be PTR, who's had mixed success here, but this round it will work out. That's the bomb spotted as well back towards T-stairs, so they'll have to cross to recover it. That could be punishing. The push out the hall, not going to work out. Crashy is the hero of last round, silenced early in this one, and the bodies are dropping for the Doodle Bears 1 by 1. Now they're going to try and chase and bully this op from PTR, but he's tucked himself into the sandbags. He's got support from the cross. They're not expecting him at this close-up angle, so he'll find 1 more before being dropped. Now these 2 remaining players just line up for him, and Toy gets the frag as the smoke blooms around him. Toy just stands in the flames and delivers.
And that's the second time we've seen him do something very similar to that. Go on the other side of that smoke and catch people off guard when they're lined up. And Toy just takes them both down, wins the round. And we're tied up again, 19-19. And I think money's not really going to be a factor in any of these situations, really. So full buy on both sides. Let's see who's leading the way. 32 on Crashies. I missed the CT side, but we can check that later. But Crashies clearly having a big impact. Oh, that nade, or those nades. Seb down to 5 HP before he even gets anywhere near the top of Banana. That's a rough life.
That hurts.
Someone drop him. Skadoodle, you got to drop him the out, my man.
That's the beauty of Inferno. Sometimes that utility just annihilates, and they can't get past the molly, of course, because they've already been chewed up so very much. And that allows Yuho to just poke and prod and prick them down and drop some bodies. He's doing so much damage. Now Peter can chime in. Everybody's having a field day. It's everyone taking a crack at the pinata. Pinata, and the candy is falling out. The candy is delicious, delicious tea bodies. Delicious, delicious frags. Bew last to fall, and the 20th round is claimed by the Not Bears.
And that round was very fittingly filled with a lot of mollies on there. A whole bunch of Infernos just all over the B site. I literally think there was 5 mollies going at one point throughout that round. But nonetheless, it goes in Not Bears.
Gotta up the heat, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, Not Bears now up around going into the second half of double overtime. And they need to win 2 to put this one away. But the Doodle Bears, they had the most success on the CT side.
This is like the tug of war between the 2 biggest guys in town. It's just constantly back and forth, you know?
Yeah.
No one can quite get a lead. They don't want to lose their reputation on this one. This is, of course, with the Doodle Bears again, their map pick, although that may not matter too much in this series. But it is the first of a best of 3 to decide who gets knocked out of the tournament and who progresses. No one wants to be getting out this early.
Yeah, not too much aggression here from Doodle Bears, if any at all. We've seen them do that a whole bunch throughout this map, but they choose not to do it. But as I say that, Crashy says, "Excuse me, Mitch. I'm going to go ahead and flex on him a little bit there in towards apartments." Nice flick there, Mike.
That was like that was the home sentry system, right? He spots someone trying to climb his balcony and hop in the window and just, wow, yeah. Nah, it's not happening. As I hit you on the thigh to emphasize my point.
Yes.
N0thing now trying to clear the top of Banana, making some space, but there's lots of smokes in his way, and the squad is grouped up here. They are ready to roll. They're already a man down. They're going to be trying to push right back into here. The molly is good from Skadoodle, and that's doing a lot of damage, segmenting the assault from the T's. They will attempt to keep themselves alive. Kirakami, despite being blinded, already has the lineup. Bodies dropping for the T's. Not Bears looking meager and meek, but they are trading out and doing damage. Peter with a pistol, trying to find more with a big green gun. He's lost himself in smoke and somehow not found the kill. Fortunately for him, Benita is there to do so. Bomb now planted. It's all on Bew, who's got to get forward and try and keep them from getting this first round of the second half of the second period of overtime. That's a lot of numbers. And it will be PTR to put down the shot. Now only 1 round needed. And the Not Bears will claim the first map of this best of 3.
This could be it, but I mean, this is the side that they've been struggling on to put this one away, so I don't put it past. Oh, yeah, by the way, nice instant replay there. Perfect job catching Crashies with that quick shot with the AWP. And, but yeah, but this is the side that Not Bears have struggled a little bit with, is on the T side of putting it away. And they just need 1.
They just need 1. They just need 1, and Peter
not the way to start
not going to be getting it started. Drop to Ska right in the middle, tries to go for that off peak, and it is not rewarded. Crashies is going to lose a little bit of damage, just trying to keep himself in that flame to take the pick with the second op. So that won't be there, but he's got players to support. And they're definitely a little bit of quaking in their boots at the prospect of facing down the AWP in Big Skadoodle's hands.
Yep, and he's going to go ahead and reposition over towards the port side. Going to try and flash him out of here, but you know what? That's not going to work. Sorry, Yuho. He's going to get that kill and have an opportunity. And now they're trying to push up here. Hits him with that molly, falls back, and that's textbook play right there by Skadoodle.
Sometimes Skadoodle just has to take matters into his own hands, and that seems to be what he's doing this round. He's hopped up as well. That will be a kill from Toy, but I don't know that he's expecting Ska here. He's certainly spraying for it. There's still a player in pit as well, so this could be a good crossfire. Ooh. Ska gets aggressive, and Toy is ready for it. Rips his head from his shoulders. This molly will force the pit player out into the open and into death. So now it all comes down to Crashies. He's been a flashy player this whole game. Well, now he needs to be a rock for his team, and they are spraying the door he has to travel through. Smoke in his path, flashes blooming before his eyes, only 36 HP, and the AWP in hand, but he's going to get it started and stopped immediately afterwards. The spray comes in, and after a long game of CS, the Not Bears take the first of this best of